Do you think that Henry Cejudo will be back? He announced his retirement.
If he's smart, he is. I'll give him some advice, and I've given him advice in the past. And he's given a lot of people advice. He's one of the most accomplished guys out there, which is awesome. But you know, this game is about longevity. The more somebody hears your name, the more recognizable you are. That's when you get to demand those dollars. It's not just being a great fighter. There's a lot of great fighters that haven't reached the pinnacle of success when it comes to money and fame and fortune and everything. And if he's like so irked by that needs to step away, fine. Hopefully it's a good negotiating move, and they compensate a guy that's a world champion 2 times over in our sport, 2 different weight classes against some of the best fighters ever, and an Olympic champion, the youngest guy to ever do it. Hopefully they do pony up and say, all right, let's feed this guy before he's worth it, because they can see the long-time investment. If you look at Anderson Silva, he wasn't a guy that was selling major pay-per-views. Chael P. Sonnen, the American Gangster, put him over the top. That was the fight that made Anderson the guy that was a bankable star. And you see that with guys like John Jones. It's like there's a passing of the torch. And, you know, unfortunately, Henry hasn't beat a guy that's a big name guy. I think you know, right now Cody Garbrandt has the most following if it comes to social media and that kind of stuff. He's on a skid, but I'd like to see some of those kind of fights, or I would step in and fight the guy, or an Aldo or Frankie. I mean, there's a lot more to do out there. And Henry, the money will get better, man. We had the same conversation 11 years ago in my gym where he was saying there's no money in MMA. And he was like, dude, I'm going to get paid $200,000 to go wrestle for the Olympics again. And I was like, I mean, $200,000 is, I mean, that's okay, but like, I don't think he was looking at the full picture. What about what are you getting on sponsorships, or what are you getting on this and the back end bonuses and this and that and the other thing? You know, things take time, and being the best in the world, which he absolutely is just a small part of it. Being the best in the world for a very long time and continuing to do what he's doing is putting himself out there. He's getting funnier with his stuff. It used to be like very cringy, but it's getting pretty funny. He's getting better at it, so don't stop now.
And it kind of seems like, you know, listening to you talk, that you're confident, obviously, that you'll beat Khabib, and then Conor will be there. Would you, you know, because Khabib, and this was a little bit different because he had beat Conor already, but he was saying, This guy needs to win fights. This guy needs to legitimize himself. Do you feel that way, or would you be cool him just sitting on the sidelines waiting? You beat Khabib, and then he's just waiting on deck for you?
I'm here to make money, dude. That has nothing to do with me. When I beat Khabib, I will fight Conor because I'm trying to cash in. Whether he fights or not. Do I think he should fight? Absolutely. You know, there's so many jokes you could make about his next fight. You know, I don't know who he'd fight. One of the main requirements is you have to be coming off at least 2 losses. So who's in the top that fits that bill? Nobody. James Vick's looking for a fight, I'm sure. So
don't see Conor taking a fight against James Vick.
No, dude, of course not. It's a joke. Like, dude, you know, I hold the cards. That guy.
Yeah, feels good to hold the cards, I bet.
It feels damn good, especially when you earned it. You know, this was not given to me. Very few, select few fighters are given things from the UFC. This is something I took. So it's different.
Yeah. Hey, last question about Conor. Did he ever respond to your DM saying that you wanted the chaos in your life of going over to Ireland and fighting him?
TMZ put a video together of me since mid 2018 being on their show. I've called him out like 7 times. You know, it wasn't until I started winning. I wasn't calling him out after I lost 2 times because I didn't deserve that fight. You know, I only started calling for that fight when I deserved it. Whenever I was obviously next in line, or, you know, working my way there. And he needed a fight. So, I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
It's all fun. So fun.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, the guy did come out and say on Twitter that he guaranteed that he would be your next fight. He also said that he would turn your teeth into a necklace, and that there's something about death or killing or one of those things. So before we put the Conor topic to bed in this interview, I want you to, do you have a message for him? If he sees this interview, what would you tell Conor McGregor? Because he's obviously talking to you indirectly through social media.
Yeah. No, I have nothing to say to him. Goes back to my losing his clout in the game. You know, you don't get to fight me next. As much as, he set himself up, because unless there's crazy circumstances where Khabib cannot fight, then we'll fight. That's the only way. But other than that, you don't get a say. He gets this. I mean, Dana White laughed. He laughed whenever they told him that Conor said that he said he was fighting. He laughed. He said, no, Gaethje's fighting Khabib. You're still worth all the money, I promise you. Biggest name in the game, can't be beat, can't be matched. That's true. Mm-hmm. But he's losing his clout when it comes to the game, man. In the game.
And about a week later, I talked to Dana White, and he said, we might have something else in the works for Jorge. So do you have any insight onto this? Tell me what's happening in the welterweight division.
Man, that I wish I had insight, Brett. That's your job. You're the reporter. You're the guy that's supposed to go out there and find the tough news and break the tough news. I don't know.
That's what I'm doing. I'm asking one of the players in the division. Tell me what's going on.
Hey, this player in the division is saying he's ready to fight tomorrow. Anybody can get it. I want to prove that I'm the best welterweight in the world. I know I'm the best welterweight in the world right now. So anybody can get it, especially Marty Fake Newsman or Street Judas. So, whenever they're ready to go, man, I'm just waiting on those guys.
So
But yeah, that's funny that, Dana said, there's other options for Street Judas Masvidal. So, it's interesting to hear what are those other options. I mean, Conor doesn't want to fight him. We know that Journeyman, he's got 14 losses, and now he's got 15 losses because he's out begging for Conor, and Conor wants nothing to do with him. You see Street Judas out there with the bathrobe. Cool gimmick, bro. You got a bathrobe on. I mean, he's been upside down triangle by Toby Yamada. I mean, he got beat up by Luis Palomino. I mean, he's been beat up every way possible, Brett. He's been knocked out. He's been choked out. Back in high school, he dropped out. And guess what? When he used to live me, I kicked him off my couch, out my house.
Yeah, I mean, when I think about the options that could be for Jorge, that's not a title fight. I mean, Conor was, the first name that I think a lot of people settled on. But to your point, I mean, Conor just went on a rampage on Twitter yesterday, and he didn't mention Jorge once. So I'm thinking, if it's not Conor, who else is it? I don't think that a rematch with Nate Diaz might make sense at some point. I'm not sure it makes sense now. So do you think it's you? I mean, like, sitting there today, like, do you think that they've sort of given thought into doing that, or do you think they have something else for Jorge?
I think maybe the UFC has given thought, but Journeyman George Masvidal hasn't given any thought. He trained with me for 9 years behind closed doors, Brett. He knows personally what it's like to fight and train with me, and he doesn't want to get exposed in front of the world. He's all hot when he gets a mic every time. He says all this running his mouth like he's all hard, but when a pen and paper come to table, he's nowhere to be found. He's out there faking injuries, I'm big, I'm Conor. Dude, you showed up at the Conor fight, the guy didn't even mention your name in the post-fight speech. I mean, you're a complete bum. He doesn't give a about you. So, he's lightning in a bottle. Everybody knows that. He caught all hype. He's 50-50 fighter in the last couple of years and got double-digit losses. I don't even know why we're talking about this jobber at the top of the mountain.
If you are a fighter or someone who wants to start training in MMA, listen up. My name is Phil DeRue. I am the head performance coach of American Top Team. I train some of the elite MMA athletes in the world, such as Dustin Poirier, King Mo Lawal, Frankie Edgar, Junior Dos Santos, Edson Barbosa, and Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Going to MMA gyms or hiring a personal trainer can get extremely expensive over time. So if you want to get in shape and train using the exact program of the top MMA fighters for an affordable one-time price, check out Fight Ready in the description below. Use code MMA Central to get 20% off your final purchase. I hope to see you on the inside.